Hello loves, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be doing a pick a card reading with Auset, also known as Isis, from the ancient Kemetic, ancient Egyptian pantheon. We are going to be doing a reading all about your spiritual development for the year ahead. So I asked Auset to specifically give me cards for those people who are going to pick each crystal. Your choices are lapis, carnelian, and clear quartz. So I'll give you a moment to choose intuitively. Let your eyes fall to the ones that you would like to pick, and once you have chosen, we're going to get started. Okay, so we are going to start first with lapis. So we're going to move these up here. Okay, so for lapis, your spiritual growth, we have the Six of Pentacles. We have dreams, new joys are within reach, the hummingbird. Wings of Isis uniting with the angelic self. And time. Okay, so definitely a very interesting combination with these cards. So with the Six of Pentacles, because the Six of Pentacles is very much a hardworking card, but it's about effort. It is about time. It is about commitment, and how much time you're putting in to your spiritual practice, and how you're going to be able to see your growth with the time that you're putting in. There's definitely going to be some elders that you might work with that are going to also help you realize, whether it's you're taking a mentorship and you're going under the wings of someone else. And with time, because it is going to take time, don't expect to learn everything in one day, to retain everything. You have to put it into practice. It's a time investment. This process is going to take quite a bit of time for you to feel comfortable, feel grounded, feel like you are making strides, and that you are feeling also consistent. The consistency is key, because when it comes to building and grounding yourself into a long-term practice, it's part of integrating it into your life. It's all about repetition. So you repeating and the what you're being taught, you putting it into practice, you working with like the medicine, the crystals, the herbs, the meditative practices, all of these things, putting it into practice is what's going to bring you into a grounding within that practice, where you're able to just kind of step into it very, very easily. So like if you're trying to learn how to meditate, it takes practice to build that skill and to also meditate for a really long time consistently without any issues. So it's definitely gonna take a time investment. Definitely take your time to research, especially with the Six of Pentacles. It's gonna feel like other people might be way ahead than you when it comes to your spiritual journey, but it's all about where you want to see yourself as, especially when you see what state, at what level you're trying to get to. And I mean level not in a sense of, oh, there's kind of ranks and stuff like that, even though technically there are in different spiritual practices, but it's about you feeling comfortable in the practice, you feeling comfortable with what you're doing, not feeling like you don't really know what you're doing. This is also very like giving, like if you're more of like a baby witch or like a beginner practitioner spiritually, and you're just kind of getting into your practice, don't give up on yourself. Don't get intimidated by the knowledge of everybody else as well. You are going to be working with people who you are kind of attracted to work with, and who you're feeling called to work with as well. But if you dream of you being able to use and tap into your clairs, your abilities, you being able to really kind of master your abilities and your powers, that's something that you'll be able to do. It's just about consistency. Again, it's about putting in the work and really coming in and aligning yourself with your higher self, with your purpose, with your journey spiritually, with the things that you need to heal yourself with. It's a journey in which you will be able to, all of the goals, the spiritual goals that you set for yourself, you will be able to attain them, but it's going to take time. Don't expect it to happen in a day. Don't expect it to, you know, doors to open when you're not ready for them to be open. That's kind of the other thing. The Pentacle suit is all about like that earthy energy. It takes physical effort. You have to apply your knowledge. So don't expect it to just kind of like snap and you have everything and you are a master healer and you are a master at this. It takes years. It takes time. It's all about, again, you feeling comfortable, you're integrating something into your practice, and you seeing how it works. Kind of like if you're buying like a new toothpaste and you're kind of testing it out to see how you like it, you have to kind of go through like most of the tube to be like, okay, you know what, I'm kind of liking it. I maybe like the flavor. I kind of like the way it tingles, or I like this component about it, or I feel like it's very gentle on my teeth or my gums or whatever. You're still analyzing, you're still feeling comfortable to the point that when you go to the store again to, you know, buy that toothpaste, you're like, you know what, I really liked it. I think this is my go-to now. Like you're able to kind of understand, feel comfortable, and give reasons why, you know, so you have the context, and you'll be able to feel a lot more grounded and centered within your practice. So I hope that makes sense. That is your reading, my loves. Thank you so much for being present and wanting to be here to get the messages that you needed. And I will see you in the next one. Now we're going to move into carnelian. Okay, so let's see what's going on for carnelian. So we are getting the Empress. Okay, the Empress. We're getting new fate and path and direction. Soul retrieval, deep soul healing with the Goddess, and then we have past life. Okay, so there's definitely quite a lot going on for my carnelian babies. Okay, first of all, part of your journey that you're going to be going through during the next couple of weeks and months and throughout the year is going to be very much highlighted within your past life. So there could be a specific past life that you were very much cultivated yourself and your abilities spiritually, where you were very grounded. You have a very grounded sense. You know what you needed to do, what you were very much already established and feeling comfortable within your practice, to where you were able to really manifest very easily. You were able to open your roads very easily. You were very protected. You were able to live a life of fertility and growth and abundance because of your spiritual abilities. Now, the direction that you are headed in spiritually is going to need you to tap back into this specific lifetime where you were at a very high point, which means that you might need to go in and actually do some past life work in order to not only remove any blockages that have, been created with other lifetimes that have caused you to have issues or blockages spiritually, because this is giving very much you are a very powerful person within your abilities, but in this lifetime there's definitely a need for healing. There's some blockages there. It's like you were sitting in your power before, but through different life experiences, different soul experiences, certain things created blockages where now in this lifetime you are needing to call back on your power. So you're needing to do past life work, Akashic Records work, and doing a little bit more of a deep dive on your soul's experience, needing to clear up any obstacle and heal that, so you're no longer carrying that blockage, you're no longer carrying that trauma, and you're able to tap into those abilities that you've already have. Your soul has already experienced them. It's almost second nature to you to have these abilities and to work through these abilities, but you have not been able to kind of feel grounded enough in this particular lifetime because there is a blockage there. Okay, so your new fate and your new path and direction is taking you backwards. Okay, backwards. You're going backwards. You're not necessarily trying to move forwards. You're trying to go backwards. So then as you heal the past, you can move into the future more in alignment and more grounded in your practice. So you're feeling a lot more comfortable with your practice and where you're headed overall, and you're not kind of like feeling like you can't like there's something in like stopping you from growing the way that you need to grow, or from understanding certain things that again come second nature to you in this very, very potent other lifetime, where it was just like ebbing and flowing very quickly. Like you felt the information. You were able to apply information. You were able to communicate to source very, very well. It's like your abilities were very fluid. There was a fluidity here. And with this fluidity, it was able to really help you tap into nature and in a way where it helped you grow in your path tremendously. Like you had a tremendous amount of abundance, but now in this lifetime, it almost feels like you have been struggling, but that's not necessarily a part of who you are. Struggling specifically is not really a part of who you are. It's not something that you're very comfortable in doing. So it's been a little bit frustrating navigating the blockages that you've had, but the reason why you haven't been able to heal them is because they are past life related. So I recommend a past life reading. I offer those on my website if anybody is interested, but it's something that I do recommend doing. Past life work is very, very important for soul healing, ancestral healing, generational trauma healing, and just really removing like issues that have been passed down to us by other lifetimes. And so that's what you're getting called to do now. You're getting called to dig deep, and you're getting called to heal the past so that your soul is again grounded in the present and you're able to move forward. Okay, so you have to go backwards to go forwards in order for you to be in alignment with who you are. Part of that process this year is going to be you needing to remove these blockages. These blockages are not something that you can remove with a candle or with like a specific prayer or anything. Like you actually have to do past life work. So you have to dive in and remove those blockages so that you can come back into alignment with yourself and tap back into your abundance energy, so that your direction can start moving forward again. Okay, so that is your reading, my loves. Thank you, Carnelians, for being here, being present, and wanting to get these messages. And I will see you, loves, in the next time. Okay, so now we are going to do clear quartz. Okay, so for clear quartz, let's see what is coming up. So you guys are getting the 3 of Wands in reverse. You're getting the owl. Spirits are strong around you. You're getting power over the 7 scorpions, power to conjure low vibrational forces, and you're getting psychic. Okay, so, okay. So part of your spiritual growth and your spiritual abilities for this year is navigating the spiritual realm within the physical realm, okay, which can seem a little bit scary when you have when your abilities are growing and when you're, you know, in a space where you are moving and building up energy and building up your own abilities, building up your own power, coming back into your power, where it kind of starts to freak you out a little bit when, because your clairs are open, because you're able to see spirit, because you're able to hear spirit, you start kind of listening or hearing or having interactions or experiences with spirits that you don't want interactions with, which I know can be a little bit scary, and I know that can be a little bit frustrating, and I know it can feel very flighty, like, oh my god, I'm scared of my abilities, or feeling like you're a little bit nervous, or you might regret or not want your abilities because they're a little bit like, oh no, I'm a little bit terrified, I started seeing things and now I can't sleep, and now I'm like, I don't know, like feeling very freaked out. I completely 1000% understand. The way that is coming out, some of it is ancestral, so keep that in mind, especially with the spirits are strong around you. Some of it is ancestral, okay, especially with the 3 of Wands. Some of it is ancestral. There are ancestral spirits that you have to learn how to work with, okay, and it takes time. It also takes discernment to, you know, understand what is an ancestral spirit that is not ancestral. Like when I say it's an ancestral spirit, I don't mean one of your ancestors. I mean a spirit that was passed down through your ancestral line that is not an ancestor, but your ancestor worked with in their lifetime, and so they stuck with your bloodline, and so you have inherited them. So that's what I mean by an ancestral spirit in that context. So there's a lot of different things that you are kind of picking up on, and you're also kind of attracting other, or not even attracting, more of like you're sensitivity spiritually is a lot more open, and you need to do a hefty amount of protection work first and foremost, because as you're developing your psychic abilities and your mediumship, you are going to be, you know, experiencing a lot of some lower vibrational spirits. As you're walking, as you're outside, as you're, you know, experiencing life, as you're going to your friend's house, you might see their grandma or something in the house, or, you know, things that need to be cleansed or released, or things that are trapped in certain spaces. There's, especially when it comes to ghosts and when it comes to lower vibrational energies, you are a little bit kind of freaked out. You're like, oh my God, I don't want to have to do this. But the truth of the matter is that you need to practice a good amount of protection work. You also need to master your own spiritual abilities, because having a mediumship and psychic abilities and having a lot of spirits attracted to you, part of navigating the spiritual world in the physical realm is you grounding yourself in your abilities, setting boundaries, clear boundaries as to who cannot come near you. Okay, I say this as a fellow medium myself. It is important, especially when you're outside, when you're hanging out, when you're going to different places, to set boundary with what you're going to allow to come anywhere near your aura, anywhere near you, because when you're in certain spaces, certain spirits will cross boundaries. It's important for you to wear protective amulets, or like necklaces, bracelets, stuff like that, in order to keep up your levels of protection. It's important for you to make sure that you're praying before you leave the house, that you are setting intention for protection, but also understand that this journey of you being awakened within your spiritual abilities to kind of see spirit more is also to lead you to be more in control of your spiritual abilities, but for you to actually grow in your spiritual practice. It's kind of like with people who, you know, they're like, oh, I really want to grow my spiritual practice. So spirit and their ancestors and the spirit guides was like, okay, so we're going to send you a ghost, or, you know, a certain situation that comes up that you're going to have to deal with. And here you go. Figure out how to deal with it. And you will grow in your spiritual practice. You'll know how to handle it the next time, and you'll know how to handle it every single time it comes up, because you already dealt with it. So this is the situation where, as you're growing within your spiritual practice, you're still feeling a little bit nervous. It's like your abilities are like, you know, heightened, and you need to hone in your protection work. You need to hone in your boundaries. Please remember that you dictate who can be around you, okay? And what you will tolerate around you. That includes spiritual energy. So when you're walking outside your house, you need to state clearly that you are protected, that nothing is going to disturb your peace, that you don't want, and especially for your aura, you need to set intention that, you know, nothing near that, you know, wants to come through. There's sometimes that you can literally be walking down the street and pick up spirits that are just kind of, again, lost, or ghosts and stuff like that are trapped in certain spaces, and they'll be drawn to you because you can see them. And so you need to set clear boundaries, like, no, that's not what I'm doing here. You're staying right here. I am not welcoming you into my space, or to be around me in any way, shape, or form. You need to leave. You need to set clear, proper boundaries so that you are not, you know, you're taking control. You're taking control of your narrative, your powers, your abilities, but you're also feeling more comfortable and empowered by that. But it's definitely, you're getting some ghostly experiences. Your abilities are also, especially when it comes to your dreams, might be very heightened. If something does follow you home, you need to do a proper cleansing. So again, this is an opportunity for you to grow in your spiritual practice. It doesn't necessarily feel like a fun thing, because it's like, oh damn, now I have to deal with this, I got that, I gotta address it, oh my God. It can feel like, oh my God, why is my ancestors not protecting me? Why is this and that happening to me? You have to handle it, babe. Okay, handle it. Do the thing. I believe in you. Spirit believes in you. This is only to better you and only for your spiritual growth. So you have to handle it. You absolutely have to handle the situation. So, you know, your spirits trust you to be able to handle it. So you have to take control, take your narrative, and take back your power. Okay. Anyway, those are all of the readings. Thank you so much for everybody for coming through and wanting to get the messages for my set. I hope that this video helped. I hope that you guys have, you know, gotten the messages that you needed. If you need a reading or anything, tarot, divination, past life readings, astrology, all of the things, energy healing will be down in the description for my website. I love you guys. Definitely make sure to check out the Patreon before you go, and I will definitely see you in the next one. Bye.